This is just a box of 24 eggs, a pound of ground beef, and a packet of cheese. I should not have to carry this with both my hands just to avoid pain at 36 years old. I'm gonna show you what's in here. You see, ground beef, cheese, eggs, 24 eggs. Now, a person my age should not be this weak, nor be in this much pain. But this is the result of pharmaceuticals being forced on my body without my consent. Partly it's that, partly it's malnutrition since I was a child. I was also injected with hormones when I was a child. I don't remember being asked if I wanted to take the hormones or it being presented as an option, as far as I'm aware. See, I was an addict since I was a little child. I was already being given pills for pain, Tylenol or Advil or whatever, you know. Because my family didn't know any better, sadly. And I was being fed fast food, and I would get very little money to eat at school, and I would just either have breakfast, a small bit of scrambled eggs with ham, or I would have a hot dog on lunch. I had to decide, because that's all I could buy with the money that I was given. And then after I got out of school, with just that one meal for the whole day, I would go straight to practice tennis or some other sport. And eventually, as I started getting older, I started getting dizzy when I would exert myself in any sport. When I would make an effort, a big effort, I would just get nauseous and kind of like vomit, saliva, basically. I remember some people, there was this guy who used to call me Pukey because they invited me to play like indoor soccer. And I was just, going at it, and all of a sudden I got nauseous and started puking. And that was just, before I started, experimenting with mushrooms and cannabis and an excess of alcohol, which I'm sure did their damage also. marijuana or cannabis is not a cure-all, let me tell you from the get-go. As somebody who's used cannabis for many years, it did not cure me of any of my ailments. And I, in fact, believe that smoking it is definitely not healthy. Inhaling that hot air and the ashes that get into your lungs, it's not good for you. But I'm not here to talk against anything per se. Well, I am. But after I experimented with many different kinds of both natural and lab-made pharmaceutical drugs, both recreational and prescription, that has torn my body apart. And not only that, but antibiotics, which were injected into my body through vein for about 10 days in a hospital, which was not fun at all. I could barely walk by the end of that. I remember they were pumping those antibiotics into me because a dog had bitten me and the wound got infected. And here's the proof. I don't know if from the light you can't see it, but right here and right here, that's where the dog bit me. A white pit bull. A white pit bull. He bit me because there was a woman in a wheelchair with a small white dog like this big on her lap. And my friend was talking to this lady, and I was standing next to my friend, and then this pit bull comes running from I don't know where, running straight to the dog on top of the woman's lap. I tried to push him away, and then he attacked me, of course. And after that, I was in a hospital for a week and a half or so. And it did a lot of damage to my wrists, both of them, because I couldn't use this at all, so I had to use this for everything. So I injured this one too. And after that, I was given antipsychotic pills because sadly my family did not know how to help me, so they thought that psychiatry could help me, and of course it didn't. It almost killed me and ruined my life. I started spitting out the antipsychotic pills. I would pretend to swallow them, and then I would, after my mother would leave, I would spit it out, put it in a napkin, put it in the bottom of the trash, and my mom somehow found out, and she told the doctor, and the doctor decided that in order for me to take medication, they were gonna force me an injection of a medication called Invega. And I was injected this drug for I don't know how long. I don't really know how long, but every time I got injected with that, it kept getting worse and worse. I had more pain. I was weaker and weaker and weaker. I started having a real desire to end my life. And it was related to the pain, because I didn't want to deal with the pain anymore. And then, yeah, it was just so much pain in all of my joints. I could hardly walk. I remember I was pretty much mostly all day at home, um, laying down on the sofa, um, or on my bed. I had no energy to do anything. So those drugs, they literally sap your energy, and they destroy your body little by little. And then I was forced to take the COVID vaccine in order to travel to the US to be admitted into a recovery center. And while I was in this recovery center, they forced me to take another shot. One or two more, I don't quite remember. And I was never a guy to smoke cigarettes very much. I never really smoked very many cigarettes in my life until I got to this so-called recovery center where they were supposedly a place to get free from addiction, yet they allowed everybody to smoke cigarettes and nicotine vapes. The hypocrisy of it is hysterical. But I mean, what could be a greater hypocrisy than a psychiatrist who has no family, who is a homosexual, and has a boyfriend, telling families how to run their families, and telling families to never let their children back in their home again? If that's not diabolical, I don't know what is. That definitely is not from God. But anyway, this is the result of many years of malnutrition, of injuries, of pharmaceutical use, both forced and not forced, and of recreational alcohol and drug use. I'm telling you this so you don't follow my example, and so that you wake up and stop eating crap, stop taking pills. You don't need them. Eat real food, things you would find in nature. You'll find eggs in nature. You'll find meat in nature. Cheeses are made from cows. And right now I'm gonna, I'm gonna try my best to improve and heal, if it's even possible at this point. I'm gonna try to go to the beach every day in the morning, see the sunset, get in the water, and see if it's possible for me to improve or heal. I've already asked God to heal me, Jesus to heal me many times. I'm honestly tired of asking. So I just say this so people don't start with the stupid assumptions, because people love to assume crap about people without knowing jack crap about you. Oh, you don't have enough faith, that's why you haven't been healed. I hate that crap, dude, when people do that. They're making faith into a work, basically. They're trying to quantify your faith as if they somehow have a ruler or a measuring tape for your faith, or a beaker to measure the volume of your faith. And they are the ones to judge whether your faith is good enough or not. Sort of crap is really, really pharisaical. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is avoid pharmaceuticals, go out in nature, eat natural foods. If you can tolerate fruit, go ahead and eat it. If you can tolerate dairy, go ahead and eat it. But some people can't tolerate dairy and can't tolerate some fruits also, or nuts. And a lot of people can't tolerate gluten or bread. So if you can't tolerate it, don't eat it. But just eat the natural foods, and try out an elimination diet where you eat very few things and see how your stomach digests them and how you feel. That's my best guess. I'm no health expert, obviously. I haven't been able to heal myself, so I'm nobody to tell anybody what to do, but I definitely feel worse when I eat fast food and unnatural foods. So I can tell you from how I feel and how I eat. But still it's not enough. I was diagnosed many years ago with arthritis, so I don't know if that's even curable. I don't know. It might be, it might not be. But yeah, my hands have been hurting pretty bad lately, and not only my hands, my wrists and some other things. So I'm just trying my best, and haven't been working much because I tried working today. I did work today, but after a few hours, I was like, I gotta go back home. I'm in too much pain, and I don't need to injure myself any more than I already am. I find it kind of pathetic that I have to hold this glass with two hands, because if I hold it with one, it kind of may hurt. But anyway, I just wanted to share my experience about pharmaceuticals and other drugs, and how these things, and not only the drugs, but malnutrition, bad diet, like too much fast food, too much bread, candies, sugary stuff, things like that really will tear down your health. And I just don't want it to happen to other people out there who can still avoid it. And, don't take any vaccines. You don't need them. It's all bullshit, It's definitely bullshit. Bill Gates said that if we improve in healthcare and vaccines, we could reduce the world's population by about 10 or 15% some years ago. And this video you can find it. You don't have to look too hard. And there's many other things that Bill Gates has said and other people have said, where they make it pretty clear what their goal is. And if you don't see it, then you're just, I don't know, you just don't want to hear the truth, You don't care for the truth. You don't want to know it. But yeah, the people who want you to take vaccines want to reduce the world population. So